Right, I have received the, let's be honest, fairly frequent call to report back to the Waking Sands. Let's figure out what they have for me. No, Alphino, I'll just head in. Hello, Minfilia. Minfilia appears to be lost in thought. Zest, it pleases me to see you well. Hey, Tataru. Do excuse me for interrupting, Zest. My lady, the gentleman from Ashgana Exports has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards we will not be receiving any further guests this evening. Thank you, my lady. Have fun, Tataru. Ever since we defeated Chaos von Balsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret, with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavour to engage us more subtly. Just at how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the Syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans, and neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldezian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to... Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you, sir. It's fine, don't worry about it, I can understand. Yet, my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose on you to consult the others? They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. Sure, I can do that. To be honest, I don't think it's a bad idea to pick and choose who we help, if anyone at all. Probably don't need to be beholden to any cause that is on our own, but I'll see what everyone has to say. I don't know. Didn't have much to say. Surprising. Hello, Ishtola. Recall you our meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Laminsons sent word of the summoning of Titan? Then mayhap you also recall my words to our host. I said unto Melwerb that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had justly responded. That we had been called to intervene in conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke in short the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Laminsons to distort the fact to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolved them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Well, I can't disagree with you, Fancred. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know there is a growing belief among the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated, if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads, Zest. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead us is far from clear. You're not incorrect. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalymo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly a Brandon, your principal's nice, you know? I'm not sure what kind of gifts they might be. I'm kind of curious now, but probably best not to ask. Papalymo? None can deny we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles... Neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of many times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Uldar now and have done with it. I'm quite sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. Okay, Papalymo. Oriange. 'Tis the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations, nay, not while the beast tribes do labour unseen, defiant in defeat to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. This sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortunes so finite. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel Oriange might be slightly leaning to take the money. But I couldn't say for sure. Oh, Alpha now seems to finally have something to say for himself. This situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organisation's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap at this time I have made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Zest. Okay. Alphino, Zest, is aught amiss? You desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Uldar. We must do what? So long as we remain within Uldan territory, we'll never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organisation to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realise they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an Aetheryte. They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and other favours will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Uldar is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordona. Revenant Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a sudden bond with Uldar and her people over the years, but I truly believe this to be the best course of action. As you yourself observed, We have invaluable ties to the local community forged through years of concerted effort. Uldar is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. I'm not sure you could call Uldar not a desolate wasteland, but the decision is yours to make, antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Science of the Seventh Dawn, which moved you to found the path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much your family as... That will be all, Orphano. I'm sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most gracious. But no, I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. I sense a touch of tension between these two. But we'll see. What do you think, Minfilia? Once again, Minfilia seems to be lost in thought. Leave Uldar? Has it truly come to this? Oh, Zest, pray attend to Alphino. He is engaged in some business or other and requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphino waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him he shall have my answer in due time. Confound it. She knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumours. Rumours? I should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Philomene was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Uldar. She was a performer of singular talent, and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Charlayan minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom have refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia too struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Philomene's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate, for whatever reason, rumours have once again begun to circulate that Philomene is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Iliad, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for Lenosia at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gegeruju as to the veracity of these rumours. Okay, we can do that. I mean, it would definitely be nice for Minfilia to see her adopted mother again, but I can't help but think we might be doing this for the wrong reasons. Anyway, let's make us way over to Costa del Sol. Quicker method. haven't been here in some time. Last time I was here, I think this lovely fellow was giving me the run around. Hopefully that won't be the case now we're back here. Ah, you've arrived. Let us see if Master Gegaruju can shine any light onto the rumours regarding Philemon. Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Mikote muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's Bane, I mean Zest, what brings you to my humble resort? Philemon? You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Uldar? Egads, man, if I had known that, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. Oh, for shame to think that she now plies her trade for the riffraff off to the west or wherever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say. A tragedy. West, is it? Thank you, Master Gegaruju. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel onto Wineport and do the same. Wineport. I can do that. People there have always been fairly friendly, so... At least to me. Actually, most of them. This fella, not so much. Well, if it isn't Zest, the saviour of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Ah yes, we did receive a customer matching her description. She was a delight to behold. To give the woman her due, but her perfume is so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises, interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perceptions without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. Okay. Let's check in with someone else first. And then we'll go see our friend from the form of Company of Heroes. Eh? You want to know if I've seen a Mikote lass by the name of Philemon? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. Fascinating. Okay, let's go see our friend. Shimani, good to see you. I see you have many grand adventures since we last spoke, Zest. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago, one does not forget a perfume like that, so robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar, reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully and head east after the crossing to the second bridge. Flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff are the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. Ah, a solid lead. Excellent. Mark that on my map over here. Save ourselves a bit of running around. It's very nice that chocobos learn to fly in these parts, at least. Ah, this looks promising. Oh, Gobi not too happy. I'm not even sure she noticed. Excuse me, miss. I'm in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities aroused Gobu's ire until it was too late. Oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and You for lemon, by any chance? For lemon, I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? Hello, Alphino. It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. Well, it's one thing I'm pretty good at. The songstress of Aldar, I presume. Minfilia, or should I say Acilia, is looking for you. Acilia? You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is, why? Not everyone who endeavours to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know. But tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lenosia aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I travelled all this way in a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we have all that which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say? Right, let's head back out there again, I suppose. Well, if nothing else, Minfilia will be happy to know that she's alive and well. Whenever she deems reveal that. Let's hope that she does it and not Alphino. Rescued yet again from the jaws of a ravenous Gobu. How quickly we forget the lessons of the past. No, I was not sure solely to blame for that foolishness. Interesting. This was not at all how I had envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. That is true. Despite her years of nomadism, it would seem Lady Philemon has kept a close eye on the affairs of our order. Surprisingly close, in fact. Suffice to say, she is nothing if not resourceful. One does not develop such skills without effort, or without reason. Philemon has made her peace and is ready to reunite with our adopted daughter. I guess the time is right. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I've kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off in the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. Sometime later. Well, let's see how Minfilia reacts to the news. I guess she hasn't found out yet. Don't worry, I'll keep my quiet. Now, here we go. Antecedent, you have a guest. Lamin. Acilia? Haven't seen her like this in years, Est. Are there onions near here? I don't... Never mind, sorry. I'm glad she seems happy. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I knew they would, so I resolved to stay away from far away from you lot as I could, lest their pursuits of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue it you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I am so proud of you, Asilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Celestia perfume. You remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If ever I lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Zest, however. I could not have made it without him. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Thank you, Zest. Thank you both. And there's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Uldar. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamin that took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I have failed to grasp their implications. It is clear that there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone eye on Earth. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Lamin as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Celia, nothing is amiss, quite the opposite. I need you to realise how far you've come and how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could have ever hoped. You have succeeded where I failed and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become and all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of which you have yet to do and of what it may entail. Celia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the scions must leave Uldar. Lamin. I see her and Alphino had a bit of a conversation on the way here. You built it once, Cecilia, you can build it again. And this time, we'll do it together. Truly? Up now. The time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll, as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students at Baldesian. Preparations begin at once. I'm sure you're happy. Oh, he's definitely the convincing little fellow, isn't he? I mean, Philip would share with you the latest news on the Scion's imminent relocation. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is so much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would have never been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause that they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I need concern myself with anything, it is surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps. I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely, to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am. Nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. You had this planned out. It is an honour, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates of Revenant's Toll hold the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We should be honoured to welcome your organisation. There are, of course, certain provisions which must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does. Sir, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Zest, are you not? May I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Nice to meet you too. Reborn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and then use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer would still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope that you will favour us with your presence again ere long. I'm sure I'll be there soon. There'll be plenty of work for me, I'm certain. Well, well, it would seem your reputation precedes you, Zest. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have travelled so far, and there is already so much you have done for us, and for me. We shall speak again anon. Till then, take care. Okay. Zest, were you able to get some rest? I would ask that you come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. Sounds good. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And? Our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defence and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, Rising Stones. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Tataru's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands. From the waking sands to the rising stones, passably poetic. It wasn't your doing, was it? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they have each pledged their full support, General Reborn included. Moreover, I have decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our Order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that wise, antecedent? If anything, it is merely a formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity and proclaim our achievements, that all might know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious fisks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And the people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in so doing, I would show them that it is power accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us, we who have felled primals and faced down the Empire? To you, my fellow scions, I would say this: prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them, as we have time and time again, united as one. There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Philemon to teach me the basics of mining too. Something else you wanted? Do you ever wonder how he does it? Elfno, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I had expressed the need to forge ties between our organisations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Well, the less said about that, the better, probably. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Slathborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road and represent us well, Zest. I can do that. Wouldn't mind having a look at the new place either, to be fair. Hopefully it's not quite as brown as this one. Although, knowing Revenant's Toll, probably more grey. Perhaps some purple. Mix things up a bit. Anyway. I was told to expect a scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It's been far too long, Zest. You have something for me, yes? I do indeed. Documents detailing the science plans operations for the next several weeks. Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? Would that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't know, we'll just have to give you a work of a dozen men. I jest. Do you though? Not sure about that. Fluffborn would show you around the Scion's soon-to-be home in Revenant Still. Back to do the work of a dozen men, I see. But I jest. You already said that, jest. Even I can appreciate the important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. I'm sure that won't stop you. But since you're here, there we go, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It's a pub, isn't it? It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may get a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me, I'll show you around. Oh, hang on.
Is that you, Zest? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania. It would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste.
Is everything quite alright, friend? Looks like I can't hang around. I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that it's no time for a leisurely tour. No worries, you can rest assured that I'll see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. Sure. Good Daniel, eh? I wonder what's going on over there. Let's head back. Vesper Bay then. Tato.
A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Modona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the exile have summoned Garuda again? Or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted within the shroud? Well, whatever it might be, I'm absolutely certain there's nothing you can't handle. Now go ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do.
Sure. Can do that. I feel like there's going to be a lot of back and forth in my near future. Hello, you two.
How she has grown since last we spoke. She puts me to shame with her accomplishments, and for that I am full glad.
Let's have a pop my head in here, see if everyone's doing okay. Seems the same as before. Okay, Minfilia.
I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania.
Thine arrival is customarily timely, Zest. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, no one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex.
We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Oriange says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Muggles guard beyond such follies.
Ogle's Guard. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Okay. Thy presence have been requested by Commander Helio. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania's Est. Ida and Papalymo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. We cannot ignore this etheric disturbance, Est. Journey to Gridania and speak with Commander Helio of the Twin Adder. Ida and Papalymo will rendezvous with you anon. Ogle's Guard, eh? Not quite sure I've heard of those. Sounds very much Moogle related, which is odd. I probably should have asked before I left. I'm sure I'll find out soon, it's fun. Okay, the Adder's Nest. This way, I believe. Pleasure to see you as always, Est. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Okay. Yeah, quick check. Volsair Helio wishes to brief you on the latest crisis in Gridania. Not long ago, the Moogle Kuplukop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which would imperil the entire Twelveswood if left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise. You proved you're an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kuplukop himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer of the Lotus Stand. Very well. The other scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Very well. No, looks like Ida and Papalymo beat me to it. It must be something bad to have got Kuplukop this worried. Have you seen the way his thingamee is bobbing? A threat to Moogle kind? I'd hoped the antecedent suspicions were ill-founded, but I cannot see who else it could be. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this at all. But I suppose Veo's right. They've left us no choice, Kupo. Please, you've got to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kuplukop. Can you not see that he hasn't the faintest idea of what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful am I that you have come, Zest, and upon such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you.
friend Kuplo Cop has brought us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Mogulmog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. Boomst? Curious thing I hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. People here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, with a literally endless supply of wine, Cooper. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. So good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, declared that the time had come to leave Kubo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down, but good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven, and he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten, that he would alone remain in the heavens so that Moogle kind might at last know peace. Except he has not remained in the heavens. From what I understand, is being your reason for contacting us, yes? I bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Mogulmog the 12th is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Moogles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and he sort of just appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the ultimate weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought to the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at last by the heroics of a chosen few. For you who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem like a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Muggles Guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. The fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes come what may. I assure you, the Muggles Guard only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they have started to get a little carried away, Kupo. We're verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summoned Rummer, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Moogles in a manner similar to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever, or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat, not only to Moogle kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Zest, confront good King Mogulmog the 12th, and drive him from our midst. Okay, do that. Humbly I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Muggles Guard and their liege lord is concealed by magic wards. Brother Isumiyan of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. Right. That was a lot to take in, Poopo. I can only imagine what a Moogle Primal looks like.
A very large Moogle, perhaps? Welcome, Zest, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Muggle the 12th is of great comfort, to me and the elementals both. As I'm sure you know, the Muggles are not by their nature a warlike race, yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is likely his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. Yeah, I think I'm fine. However, Sumiyan would unfold to you the secrets of good King Muggle the 12th's magical defences. The wards barring access to the King's Sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the self-same method employed 5 years ago when the King was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the Guardians who then held the keystones, but none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kop confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Muggles Guard themselves. Yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry to the King's Sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and dare not labour any longer. I fear that the Muggles might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kop keystones. Zest, pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at Whetstone Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. Okay. By the Lancers Guild. So, how will you do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Oh, if there's truly no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead. Okay. Sweet Bloom Pier, please. Ah, wow. Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning, I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. Excuse me, fellas. We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us, by consorting with us here. Imperials Gridanian yourselves, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to his king's Muggles. He plots treason against the crown. Enough. Kuplo Kop will answer for his crime soon enough. As for all who defy the will of good King Muggle the 12th, may he reign forevermore, Kupo. Those are some large Muggles. The king is planning to purge the 12th of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. The entrance to the Thorn March is deep within the Bramble Patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward, but be warned, the Muggles Guard have set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so I'll need you to protect me, Kupo. Yes.
Where are you going then? Oh, you're not leading the way? Okay, fine. You know what? It's probably better that this not take so long. Okay. Can you get through here okay? So, head through this tree stump. Oh. Squirrels, eh? Clear? Okay, good. Do you know back? Okay, back there, Cooper Cop. Oh, I missed one. Come on, buddy, keep up. Right, not too far to go. I think we're at the right place. We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you? I do not. Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand of focus, like when you attune to an aephorite, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. Okay. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Moogles a lesson and send the king back whence he came. Okay, well this should be an interesting confrontation, that's for sure. Right, let's go see about these Moogles. Kupo, we're in the Seven Hills today. Meddling adventurers, I'd wager. Muggles guard to arms! Defend the king, Kupo! The king is not here yet, is it? No. I'm sure he'll deem to meet us at some point.
Any more? Hello. Oh, oh dear. No, well, there's the king. Ah, this is a mess. And one more. Oh. Sorry, King. Wow. That was interesting. You did it, Kupo, you did it! Good King Mogomog the 12th, may his mighty soul rest in peace, is no more! I shudder to think what might have happened had you not stopped the Mugger's Guard when you did. Thank you, Zest. No worries. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop paying fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them, too. You should go and tell Brooknipak that the king is no more, Kupo. She is with Rhea O at Camp Tranquil and can relay the news to the chieftain. Okay. I can do that. Oh, bugger. I did not see that first step. Let's try this again, shall we?
Do I dare believe my ears? Good King Muggermug the 12th, may his magnificent virtue serve as an example to us all, has fallen. All Muggle kind owes you a debt, Kupo. Ah, and I sense where O wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. Thank you. Rhea Osuna wishes to congratulate you on your victory over good King Muggermug the 12th. The bravery and service to 12swood and her Muggles shall not be forgotten, Zest. My sister will doubtless wish to hear the tales of this great victory from the mouth of the man responsible. Pray return to the Lotus Stand and treat her to a full account of today's events, while the details are yet fresh in your mind. I don't doubt I could have just gone straight back to Candy Center rather than taking this detour, but sure. The old Caesar is expecting you, sir. May I show you in? Yes, thank you. Next, Kuplacop said you killed the king. I'm pleased, of course, but it has completely spoiled the end of your story, silly Moogle. By Louis Suar's definition, the late King Muggermug the 12th was indeed a primal, but how can that be? It defies all precedent. Everyone wants to hear your tale, Kupo. What are you waiting for? Tell them, tell them. Zest, you are returned to us unharmed and victorious. Thus I have two reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. Well, you see, then it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that for a combination of the power contained in crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Muggles called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse, an aether which comprised him instead being scattered to the four winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every aspect the same. Which means Ascians. This whole business reeks of their handiwork. Kupopo, they said there was a masked man who taught them how 2 years ago, but Gridania has no shortage of masked men, and I never thought to question. Confound it all, how many more would I ensnare with their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A sombre thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks, Zest. Already the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scions shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll. We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangements with the elder Seedsayer, mayhap you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedents of what has transpired. I could do that. Wasn't doing much around here anyway, and Oh. Thanks to the Elder Seedseer's generous donation, the Rising Stones may actually be worth leaving the Awakened Sands for. This business has taught us much, and the antecedent must needs be informed of our findings. Pray leave matters here to us and return to the Waking Sands. Please extend my personal thanks to the antecedent, along with my best wishes for the Scion's forthcoming move. You don't have to worry about the Muggles Guard anymore, Kupo. The chieftain made them apologise in front of absolutely everyone, and just to be sure, we're keeping a close eye on them too. Okay. Then back to the Waking Sands. It is good to see you hale and healthy, Zest. I received word from Edo and Papalimo that you had felled good King Muggle Mog the 12th, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as they said, summoned with the same methods used by the Beast Tribes and taught by the Ascians. Though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seedseer of our usefulness. The offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks, Zest. Time's come to at last leave Vesper Bay, and Minfilia would apprise you of the final details of the move. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are at long last ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant's Toll in small groups departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct further operations openly, but on this particular occasion the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right I would be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Zest. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given into the care of Orianger. I had thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our Order's history. Mayhap it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Orianger shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of the primals. By the grace of the 12, he will one day discover the permanent solution we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alize will continue to work closely with him as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Orianger, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that we have forgotten something. Something important. Okay. I will get to that. Speaking to Orianger, that is. And I will get to that shortly.